You're approaching your detoxification all wrong, and it's costing you in your health and performance. So here's the no-nonsense truth. There are several problems here, but we're going to get to that. We're going to focus on one because otherwise just too much. Oxidative stress. If you're toxic, you will have a lot of oxidative stress from the imbalance of free radicals and antioxidants in the body. And this can deplete antioxidants like vitamin C and E and minerals like selenium and zinc, which are crucial in protecting cells from damage. I mean, imagine your body is like a big city. And in this city, there are tiny factories that do important work, like giving you energy and helping you grow. But sometimes those factories make little pieces of trash called free radicals. Normally the city has lots of tiny cleaners called antioxidants that go around and pick up the trash to keep everything nice and tidy. But sometimes there's just too much trash and not enough cleaners to pick it all up. And when this happens, the city starts to get dirty and things just don't work as well as they were intended. It goes on for too long and the city starts to kind of break down and get damaged. So going back to your body, this is how it feels when you have too much garbage. You feel tired all the time. You're getting sick more often. Your muscles and your joints ache. You've got brain fog and skin issues. Your mood starts to decline. You've got slow recovery from anything physical that you do, even if you're not that physical. Basically, you feel like, to use my mother's favorite word, don't run out and do a juice cleanse. Jeez. I mean, between you and I hate that. It's a sort of a bunch of bull. I mean, drink a bunch of fruit after you strip the fiber out. What? And don't eat any of the protein while you're doing it? I mean, not a fan. I digress. So just don't do it. I know you feel better, by the way, when you do this stuff. Let's talk a little bit more about it. Don't you think it's possible that maybe it's because you're just not drinking alcohol and eating processed foods while you do your juice cleanse? Maybe. Back to the problem. Oxidative stress from toxicity. If you find yourself in a hole, first stop digging. Stop piling toxic crap into your mouth and onto your skin. So get an air filter, get a water filter in order to allow your body to do what it needs to do. Stop making the problem worse. Stop adding toxins to your body. You have to change your food, your air, your water, and your products that you use on your body. Let's also narrow the problem down to specific toxins. Plastics. I'm sure you're up on the latest headlines about how we all have microplastics in our testes. There's a growing body of research about plastics, their effect on the environment and their effects on our bodies. So you've got to get rid of plastics and any other toxins that you're using. If you want a six-pack, not with that plastic garbage you're walking around with in your body. You have to shed as much of it as you possibly can. You've got to get rid of that trash. If you don't, you're going to live a life of misery. I really mean that. It's miserable. Maybe you're already there because toxicity is tightly connected to all of my favorite chronic disease states, which means if you're human and you're living in the US, you're probably brewing up a nice batch of diabetes. I mean, I hate to tell you that. And cardiovascular disease, and all of the others that you see populating the headlines, like metabolic syndrome. It's probably a host of other things, but it may very well be tied to your toxicity and your body's inability to do what it needs to do, which is to detoxify naturally. You don't need to believe the YouTube guy, Todd. Read the research. I mean, there's a mountain of it. The scariest one to me is metabolic syndrome, mostly because of how aggressive it is with mental illness. It can cause it, and it can be caused by it, and it can make it even worse. Drinking water from a plastic bottle. No, that's a thing in the past for you. And there's a lot more that you can do. So if you're ready to take the next step in your health journey, go ahead and find watchtodd.com. You can click below, watchtodd.com, and you'll find everything you need there. Join thousands of others who've already begun to tackle their concerns about toxic environments and how it's affecting our bodies. And together, we can help you cut through all of the BS in the world of health, because I'm right here with you, living everything I talk to you about. All of the stuff I share with you, I actually do myself. By the way, if you're really into the concept of getting into a state of peak health, check out my TRT video, Testosterone Replacement Therapy. It's recorded for men, but women have more testosterone in their bodies than estrogen. So a lot of it applies to you too, my lady friend. Check it out. A long time ago, in a land far, far away, Chicago specifically, I moved there to turn around a struggling contracting company. And the job was so far over my head that I worked tirelessly, sleeping in the office at night because I didn't have the time to actually commute back to my apartment in the city. And so I slept in there Monday through Thursday, and I was so busy that I ate most of my meals at McDonald's. The reason I did that is because it was the fastest drive-through. Yeah, I can't imagine the damage I did during that 3-year period in Chicago. That's just how I got through my work commitments. But imagine the garbage that went into my body during that time frame and the inability of my body to process it. So I've been there with you. I know how it feels to be toxic and to be burdened by these things when your body is really struggling to get rid of them. So based on all the products that you see out there that consumers are using, like cleanses and saunas, I use that one almost daily, by the way. That's legit. Hot yoga. Exercise is a great way to detoxify as well. And methods of shedding your toxins, which is a totally another video. I don't think you need to be convinced about how serious this is. You're probably already thinking about it based on the consumer products that are available and all of the marketing that goes along with it. It's just in the media, but you may not really understand it as well as I do. And that's what this video is for. So to make an impact on you, I want you to clean up the following number of things. There's no affiliation I have to these products, by the way, except for actually Sunlight and Saunas. Great product. Go ahead and hit me up if you want to put one of these in your home like I have. I'll get you taken care of. We're going to talk about your food. We're going to talk about your water. We're going to talk about your air. And we're going to talk about personal care products, which is an important part of detoxifying. So let's talk about food. Only organic. I know it's expensive, but if you stop going to Starbucks, sorry, Starbucks, you'll save enough money to buy organic food. If you stop eating out, even if you eat out at cheaper restaurants like fast food restaurants, you'll find the money to buy high quality food. One way to find the money is by stop going to Starbucks. Just as a sidebar, coffee is one of the most toxic consumer products, that one of the most toxic crops out there. I use a brand called Cardiology Coffee. A friend of mine by the name of Jack Wolfson, he's an MD out of Colorado and Arizona. It's a great product. It's squeaky clean and one of the few out there. So you should check that one out. But if you stop going to Starbucks, not only will you relieve yourself of that toxicity, but you'll relieve yourself of the cost. You'll be able to push that money into amazing organic produce and meats and things like wild caught salmon. Sorry, coffee shops. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to put a dent in your business though. Let's talk about your water. Find a good filter. After you strip everything from it, by the way, you have to add back electrolytes, please. You can actually strip your body of much needed nutrients, which is what a really good filter will do. Mine is by a company called AquaTrue. It's a great product. It's great at filtering water, but it's kind of a pain in the ass to clean. So please invent a better one if you're in that business. And add any comments below if you have such a device that you really like and is easy to maintain. All right, next thing, your air. I use an air filter when the doors and windows are closed. It seconds as a white noise machine because I want it perfectly quiet, which is a whole different video on sleep hygiene. Mine is made by a company called IQ Air. It's kind of expensive, but I've had it for about 5 years now with no problems. You do have to replace the filters, and those filters are kind of expensive, but it's to lower your toxic burden. So it's a good idea. Personal care products. So I use a special soap. I use a special facial cleanser. My deodorant is unique. My lotion for my face, my lotion for my body, my razor. It's a special razor without that little chemical strip that makes the razor slide smoothly on your face. The laundry detergent that we use, my sunscreen. It's a lot. By the way, if you're interested in this part, your personal care products, there's a great website that you can go to evaluate your own products, because maybe you're already doing just as good of a job as I am and your products are nice and squeaky clean. It's ewg.org, ewg.org. So before you do your next fast or juice cleanse or expensive supplement, stop putting the man-made crap into your bodies. I mean, you will look better, you will feel better, and be a better human. Because you're so into your health, join me and thousands of others on this health journey and go ahead and subscribe below. I'm learning along with you, and I'm hopeful that you, by joining me, will share insights and ideas with me along the way as well. So if you're into this whole concept of detoxification, you're into health in general, I've got a great additional video, which is entirely different and presents a completely new approach to your health, totally different than detoxification, which is sex hormones. To have your sex hormones optimized is a critical part of your health and longevity, depending on what age you are. So this particular video is on testosterone replacement therapy, TRT. It's recorded for men, but ladies, you have more testosterone circulating in your bodies than estrogen. So the concepts also apply to you. Go ahead and click below and you'll find that video. I also have an amazing piece of content that will give you more of a global picture of your health in total. It's called the Wheel of Health. So I've got a video that explains how it works, the philosophy behind it. And there's also a PDF that you can download that gives you every single metric associated with every single spoke in the Wheel of Health. So if you so desire, if you're that ambitious, you will find exactly what you need to look at to measure your, for example, orthopedic health, to measure your cardiovascular health, to measure your body composition, even your mental well-being.